god, guys! No way! This is the rarest chest ever! Full netherite gear? Oh my god!
I've exposed a ton of fake speedrunners this past year, and some of them were so hilarious, it's crazy. So here are the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns of 2021. Our first speedrunner spawns in immediately facing straight up, so we already know that it's fake. Then he suddenly finds a village a few seconds later. But wait, is that a diamond house? There's no way this is real. Luckily, things get less suspicious as our speedrunner goes around a village and collects beds. Wait, where did he get all these beds from? It's clear the speedrunner cut the video, went into creative mode, and got the beds. It's obviously fake. Anyways, it's time for the speedrunner to travel to the nether. Okay, you have to be joking. There's a nether portal out in the open? This isn't even possible in Minecraft. Once in the nether, our speedrunner miraculously spawns right into a fortress, which is incredibly rare. After he continues to kill blazes, something very odd happens. He somehow gets 8 blaze rods in his inventory, but we can clearly see that he only killed 4. And things get worse when he somehow gets all 16 ender pearls randomly in the overworld. I guess it's time for him to locate the stronghold, but unsurprisingly, he fakes this also. Our speedrunner digs down randomly into this hole, cuts the video, and then suddenly is in the stronghold. It's so obvious this speedrun is fake. Once he finally reaches the end, our speedrunner somehow has a power 5 bow and is flying. This speedrun can't get any worse. It's pretty clear this speedrun is fake, but this next one might be even funnier. We finally get a normal speedrun as this next guy spawns in a seemingly normal world. And this speedrunner even has a timer so we can make sure that the speedrun is real. He travels a bit off spawn and ends up finding a village. So he decides to loot the very first chest that he sees. And are you kidding me? Not this again. And after this, our speedrunner is on his way to find and locate the end portal. But what do you know? He instead decides to dig down at a random spot in the village, which actually drops him directly next to the end portal. Our speedrunner finally makes it to the end and uses the fireworks he got from the chest to easily move around. But the problem is that he still needs to kill the ender dragon. And let's just say he fails at this miserably. It's so funny that the speedrunner literally died while cheating. This next speedrun is probably one of the fastest on this list so far. The run starts off and immediately our speedrunner spawns in to collect some wood. And after finding a village just a couple seconds later, he begins to loot the chests that have some pretty suspicious amounts of obsidian. And using this obsidian, he builds a nether portal straight away. Yeah, this is getting a bit sus. Moving along, he enters the nether and conveniently spawns into a fortress right away. And the blazes also happen to drop 64 blaze rods. This is definitely fake. Our speedrunner doesn't even bother to travel to the bastion because somehow he got 16 ender pearls. So I guess he's heading back to the overworld to look for the strongholds. Once in the overworld, our speedrunner spawns in a very weird spot, which is actually above the ocean, and you guessed it, right above the strongholds. Either way, our speedrunner breaks in, travels to the end portal room, and suddenly is making his way into the end only 3 minutes in. But our speedrunner has something different to try when he reaches the end. Instead of trying to fight the dragon normally, he applies a strength effect, which is extremely overpowered. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this speaks for itself. What a hilarious run. This next fake speedrun is probably the craziest one we've seen yet. Our speedrunner spawns in and is fairly close to a village. And after making his way over, he begins to loot the chests in the village. And like the previous speedruns, this guy finds some incredibly overpowered loot in the first chest that he opens. After that, the speedrunner finds a diamond tree just outside the village, and a random stack of Eyes of Ender sitting in the grass. And after that, the speedrunner decides to blow up the village with TNT. This guy isn't messing around. He then decides to build an end portal from scratch and out in the open. And he succeeds, so he is finally in the end. And wait, why is there a completely random character waiting for him? Now I guess he wasn't much help because the speedrunner actually dies in the end. This is hilarious. No need to fear though, as our speedrunner respawns and goes back into the end. However, I think he is tired of dying, so he decides to change his game mode to creative, equip an extremely overpowered netherite sword, and fly around the end chasing the dragon. And he succeeds just a minute later to kill the ender dragon. and even taunts him in the chat. What an interesting speedrun. That was obviously fake. Count how many fake things you can spot in this next speedrun. The run begins and immediately our speedrunner spawns into a village and finds 64 god apples and full netherite armor in his very first chest. After that, he goes into another part of the village and this time finds even more overpowered loot, including potions, obsidians, and flint and steel. And he even finds a random diamond tree. Those aren't even real in Minecraft. He now makes his way into the nether by building and lighting a nether portal. But he stumbles upon a random hole known as the Hagen hole, which is apparently a new feature added by Notch. And after opening the chest in this random hole, our speedrunner miraculously has full blaze rods and eyes of ender. And he's now ready to travel to the overworld. There's no way this is real. Once in the overworld, our speedrunner gets so bored that he teleports himself to the stronghold. And once in the stronghold, our speedrunner finds the most cursed end portal I've probably ever seen. Like, bro, what even is this? I guess it kind of worked though, because he finally reaches the nether and kills the ender dragon by flying around and using creative mode. This guy could not stop cheating in the speedrun. This next speedrunner literally spawns right into a village, and then finds a netherite house right next to where he spawns. This doesn't even exist in Minecraft. Either way, he goes to loot the chest inside and it has full netherite armor. And he even gets bedrock in survival Minecraft. Now it's time for the speedrunner to travel to the nether, but he randomly finds a hole that leads directly into a nether portal. This is so obviously fake. Once in the nether, our speedrunner finds a fake piglin and then magically gets 64 pearls in his inventory. How is this even possible? And even crazier, when he gets back into the overworld, he finds a fully lit end portal sitting out in the open. And then in the end, the speedrunner literally finds Herobrine. I guess the speedrunner then used commands because the ender dragon is dead and the run is over. We finally start off again on a good note with this next speedrunner spawning in and breaking some wood. And after chopping down a tree, he goes on a bit of a journey to take a swim. He then decides to travel further to find a cave. Wait, where did he get 22 obsidian from? He hasn't mined this entire speedrun. I guess we'll just let it slide for now. He then travels up a hill and breaks down at a random block in the snow. And what do you know? There's literally a chest buried underneath this very block that just so happens to have 16 ender pearls. And where did this dude get a yellow sword from? After this, he's finally ready to head to the nether, so he decides to build an end portal. But this guy literally finds an end crystal in the nether. I've actually never seen this before. And underneath it is a chest with so many blaze rods. And just like that, the guy is out of the nether. Moving forward, he finds an end portal not in the strongholds, but out in the open on the snow. And then kills the ender dragon with this quote, stupidly OP bow. This speedrun was honestly super hilarious, but this next one is even better. Next speedrunner wastes no time revealing that the run is fake. As our speedrunner spawns in, he spawns directly next to a ruined portal, and the chest miraculously has 8 ender pearls and 2 obsidian, the exact amount he needs to finish the portal. With that incredible luck, he can finish the portal and go to the nether. And once in the nether, our speedrunner spawns directly into a fortress. And wait, where did he get 15 blaze rods from? As he begins to leave the fortress, there is a perfectly lit nether portal just waiting for him. This guy's already in the overworld. The speedrunner then focuses on finding the end and the strongholds. Wait, why is there a random sign and diamond block there? And how did he just spawn into the stronghold? Our speedrunner finally finds the end portal and makes his way into the end. But why does this ender dragon have like no health at all? And where did he get 69 levels from? Now all the speedrunner has left to do is kill the ender dragon with one swing of his sword, and his run is complete. Luckily, this next fake speedrun is the most normal one we've seen so far in this video. The run begins and immediately our speedrunner goes and breaks wood, creates himself a crafting table, and makes himself some tools. He turns around and happens to be right next to a village, which is kind of suspicious. However, the speedrunner simply breaks and collects beds in the village, and none of the chests have any weird loot, so far it seems real. Later, the speedrunner types in chat and mentions that they must use the bathroom. But when the video resumes, the speedrunner is suddenly in the nether, which is definitely the first obvious fake part of this video. And how is the speedrunner in creative mode? Once he sees that he's in creative mode, he explains that it must have been a glitch and he takes advantage of it by teleporting to both the nether fortress for blaze rods and the bastion to collect ender pearls. This guy is insane. So now it's time to head back to the overworld. So the speedrunner returns and enters a nether portal. But when he spawns back into the overworld, he's suddenly right next to a stronghold, which is incredibly rare. He then changes his game mode to spectator, which is definitely not allowed in search of the end portal. And once he finds it, he puts in the eyes of ender and is already headed towards the end. I think at this point the speedrunner gives up on trying to make the speedrun look real, and instead just flies around in the end, creates an enchanted netherite sword, and kills the ender dragon with his pure force. After a while, he finally succeeds and the dragon is dead, and the speedrunner jumps in to celebrate. While the speedrun is fake, you can't lie that it was incredibly funny and hilarious. This next runner literally spawns directly next to a nether portal, and the chest right beside it just so happens to have a flint and steel. How convenient. The speedrunner then decides to take a break and go fishing. Why?
12 seconds later.
Wait, how is this guy even doing this? I guess our speedrunner has full diamond armor after literally spawning it in with a fishing rod. Now, before he goes back into the nether portal, he decides to dig an unnecessary amount of dirt. And when he spawns into the nether, he also spawns right into the fortress, with a ton of blazes waiting right in front of him. This is obviously fake. He then begins his journey to try to find piglins to trade with for some ender pearls, and actually finds some, so he begins to throw his gold at them, and then literally gets the luckiest trade in Minecraft history. How many stacks of ender pearls in that? There is no way this is real. I guess our speedrunner has everything he needs from the nether, so he makes his way back to the overworld. And I guess this is the luckiest Minecraft player ever, because he spawns back into the overworld only 20 blocks away from the stronghold. And you won't believe this, but the end portal is already completely filled, something that has a 1 in a trillion chance of happening. And once he reaches the end, one of the strangest things I've ever seen in Minecraft happens. The screen literally flashes white and suddenly the dragon is dead. What is even going on? I'm giving this fake speedrun a 10 out of 10. If you want to see even more fake speedruns, make sure to click on screen right now and subscribe. Bye.